Hello and welcome to Michi Designs. So in this video, we're going to learn how to make this beautiful BUBU kaftan with butterfly flounce. So let's get started. So I'm using the 3.5 yards of Ankara fabric for this dress. So you can see I cut the fabric into two and folded for both front and back. I have a zipper, the allowance there of 1.5 inches. That's why you see the back there is wider than the front there, with that 1.5 inches zip allowance there. Then I'm going to mark the shoulder measurement now of 8 inches. This dress is 60 inches long. It's actually 58 inches, but I'm going to be using 2 inches for hemming. So I'm marking the back neckline there. The neck depth is 1.5 inches. Then the front neckline neck depth is 5 inches. Then the width, the neck width is 4 inches for both front and back. That's what I'm marking right there. So I'm going to connect the neckline now. I'm marking that neck depth for the front again. 5 inches neck depth for the front. So I'm going to connect the necklines with the armhole curve. Connecting the back neckline first. You can see 1.5 inches. I'm extending it to that zipper. I'm going to extend it. So I'm marking the same 1.5 inches down the zipper allowance side that I'm extending it there. You can see the line. I extended the neckline, the back neckline there to the zipper allowance. Then I'm connecting the front neckline now. You can see the front neckline stops exactly where the front fabric stopped. I'm not extending it to the zipper because there's no zipper at the front. So now I'm marking the 1 inch shoulder slope. Then I'm slanting it to the neckline. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to mark the chest line. First of all, the armhole I'm using for this dress is 10 inches. And then the chest line is going to be 11 inches. So I'm connecting. Remember, we came down by 1 inch for the shoulder slope before marking the armhole depth. So the 1 inch plus the 10 inches armhole gives us that chest line of 11 inches. Then I'm marking the bust point now. The bust point of 12.5 inches. And then the half length is 17 inches. And then the hip length is 25 inches. So I'm going to mark all these horizontal lines and connect them. I'm marking them here once again so I can get a perfect horizontal line. So I'm connecting the lines now. So now I'm going to mark the bust measurement of this client. First of all, I marked that shoulder measurement on the chest line to get a straight line, armhole line there. Then I'm marking the bust measurement. My client has a bust circumference of 50 inches. So I divided by 4 to get 12.5 inches there. Then I added 1 inch ease because this is a BUBU. So now I'm going to mark the armhole curve there. So I'm marking the midpoint of that armhole there, which is 5 inches since the armhole is 10 inch. Then I came in by half an inch to mark the front armhole curve. You can see the half an inch there that I marked at that midpoint there. I came in by half an inch. Then I'm going to mark the armhole curve for the front. So I'm connecting the armhole to that half an inch. Then from the chest line, I connect to the midpoint as well. From the midpoint, that half an inch there, you connect to the shoulder. And then from the chest line, you connect to meet the midpoint as well. So I'm trying to get a perfect armhole curve for the front. Then I'm marking the back armhole there as well. You should be familiar with a basic bodice pattern. Please, if you don't know how to draft a basic bodice pattern, I'm adding the link in the description box go check it out. So I'm marking the hip measurement. Her hip is also 50 inches, divided by 4 is 12.5 inches. Then I added 1 inch ease, then 1 inch sewing allowance. I added 1 inch sewing allowance at the chest line as well. That's where I marked her bust measurement. So now I'm connecting the hip line to the bust line. That, remember, this is a book, and so we are ignoring the waist measurement. We're just minusing 1 inch from the bust measurement. Whatever we have at the bust line, that chest line there, I minused 1 to and marked it on the half line. That is the waistline. So now I'm connecting. I connected with the lines there. Please, you have to pay very close attention to this. There's no waist measurement here. You just mark minus 1 inch from your bust measurement and mark it on your waistline, and then connect to the hip. So at the hem now, I'm marking exactly what I have at the hip. So I have 14.5 inches there. That's the hip measurement plus sewing allowance. Remember, I added 1 inch each. I'm kind of connected this straight. Exactly what I have at the hip, that's what I marked at the hem. So now I'm going to cut out. We are almost done. Sorry, the camera didn't capture that neckline there. I cut out the back neckline first. I haven't cut the front neckline, so after cutting it out, I'm opening up that zipper. So we have 2 pieces for the back. So after opening up, I remove the back and now cutting the front. This is the front. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to draft the flounce. So now I don't have enough fabric, so if you have enough fabric, you can cut your flounce using full circle or half circle, but I don't have enough fabric, so I'm just going to use a straight paper and then mark the length of the flounce. Actually, the flounce is going to stop at her knee length, which is 41 inches. So I marked 41 inches there, and then I marked a width of 8 inches. I marked the length of 41 inches there, then a width of 8 inches. So I'm connecting these lines. Then I'm going to curve that. You can see how I'm curving it. From the beginning of this flounce, I'm going to curve it to meet the end of that 41 inches. The 8 inches only starts from the beginning of the flounce, and then I'm going to just curve it. I can just come up by like 1 inch at that 41 inch mark there, and then I'll curve it to meet the 8-inch width at the upper side of the flounce. You can see it how it is now. So I'm going to slash and spread this. I'm going to slash and spread this flounce now, so it will look like a real flounce. You remember, we're not cutting it like the way we usually cut our flounce, because we are managing paper here. But if you have enough fabric, you can cut it on a full circle, or you can cut it the way we cut real flounce. So now I'm going to slash and spread it. I'm only going to slash up the upper part. I'm not going to slash the down part, because that is the side that you're going to sew on your fabric. Exactly the knee length mark that you have there. So there's no need going to slashing it up. I'm only slashing the upper side so we can spread it to give us that curvy effect that a flounce gives. So now, like I said, I don't have enough fabric. You can see I did not really spread it so wide. So if you have enough fabric, you can as well spread it very well. So I managed my fabric here, and then I'm cutting it out on fold, please, because it's going to run through the back, from the back to the front. So the folded edge is that beginning part where your 8 inches is still intact there. That's the folded edge. You can see how I curved it there. So now I'm done. I'll set this one aside. Then I'm going to start sewing the dress. So now I have joined the shoulder, the front and the back together, and this is the bias tip. If you look at that style where you can see 2 bias tips running at the front neckline. So I came down by 1 inch from the neck, and to mark the first bias. Then I came down by another 1 inch, mark the second one before turning the neckline with facing. I already sewed the bias before turning the neckline with facing. And then the flounce as well, I turned the upper part with a bias tape as well, a black bias tape. Then the down part is the part I'm going to sew on the fabric. So I'm going to get the midpoint of this flounce, and then I'll place it on the shoulder, and then I'm going to run a stitch. You can see how I'm placing it by the side of the dress, through the front and the back as well, down to that knee length where the flounce will stop. So I'm going to fold it over and sew before I will not turn it to face the side of the dress. So now I've sewn it. You can see I sewed this very close to that shoulder area where I'm going to be attaching the sleeve, and I'm turning it over to hide the seams. So now this is the basic sleeve that I'm going to be using, and then you just attach a band to it, and voila, we're done. You join the seams together with your 1 inch sewing allowance. Join your front and back together once you're done attaching your sleeves, and the dress is ready. And this is the final look of the beautiful BUBU kaftan that we just made. Isn't it beautiful? Please do well to subscribe to my channel. See you in my next video. Bye.